Lee bullet molds for the 50-70 caliber rifle. I got two molds here that I got. Lee designates them 515-450, 450 grains, 515 diameter, with an F for, I guess, flat base or whatever, flat point. Fortunately, Lee does make molds that for certain black powder cartridge rifles, they're reasonably priced, about $20–30, and they do make 2 or 3 bullets which are exact replicas of what the government had, or the exact copy of the bullet, the original bullet, and this is one of them, the 50-70. First set of molds I bought 20 years ago. It's a single cavity mold, you know, standard Lee mold, and I was attempting to load a 50-70 rifle I had a long time ago. Never got around to it. Now I'm back into it again after 20 years. So I still had the molds. I went and tried casting some bullets with this mold, and I noticed that no matter which way you turn this, the sprue plate always just barely hangs out over the cavity. Okay? This was an early mold, and then what happens is when you cast the bullet, it kind of, like here's a little deformation. When it fell out, it like rolled and hit the tip of the sprue plate and left a little deformity on there, which on the base isn't good for accuracy. So I said, you know what, it's casting good bullets, but it's unacceptable. And I don't think Lee makes this mold anymore, the single cavity. So, you know, being reasonably priced, another $20 plus shipping, whatever, they make a double cavity now. So I said, I'll order the molds, and I just did a video on Lee mold quality, and I figured I was going to get the standard thing, and I guess these were a new run. I don't know if Lee's changing anything, but I got the mold, the block, you know, because this is a short bullet. The block had a different shape, and the mold, to my surprise when I got it, instead of the standard where they machine groove in, they actually had metal alignment bushings pressed into the block, which is nice. They're engraved on the top, still has a standard sprue plate. Instead of the pins, I believe it's riveted on there, more of a secure thing to hold it. If you look at the other video, I was looking at the molds, a pin dropped out, because what they do is put a pin up, and then they would, like on this one, they just put a pin up there and then kind of pin over the end of the hole so the pin stays in place. Okay? This has a much better, sturdier, secured to the handles, alignment pins and bushings, which is, you know, a step up, way step up. I was impressed. This is Lee's quality is going up. So now we got a bullet mold, which didn't cost an arm and a leg. You know, I think Lyman makes 2 different types of mold, and what you have to be careful is these bullets are for the original Springfield trapdoor. They're not for a modern replica or a Sharps gun or a custom gun, because you will see bullets that go to 500 or 550 in the 50-70. Those are for a gun with a different groove diameter and a different twist rate. And a lot of your more modern replica guns, the Sharps and that, people who shoot competition with them, kind of soup this cartridge up. But you have to use the heavier bullet, you have to have different rifling than what is in a Springfield trapdoor. This 450 grain bullet, and I'll go into it more when I get into reloading for the 5070, is a copy, or it's, you know, the exact copy of what was used all those years ago, and it is kind of the only bullet you can use to get good results. Using a heavier bullet or a longer bullet won't, it'll create problems, and I'll go over that later on as we go into this. But I just wanted to cover the bullet mold. Like I said, your options are, you got this, Lyman makes two. I believe they make a larger diameter, 515, they make a 510 for the more modern guns. But the Lyman molds will set you back $60, $80, where this was 20 plus shipping, or 25 maybe, I can't remember, but it wasn't that much. So a third of the cost. And the only other option is you go into custom molds. So that's what we're going to try out at first, is the Lee mold. I was pretty surprised about the improvement in the quality of the mold, and I hope this is what Lee's going to go with all their bullet molds in the future, you know. And we're going to give it a try and try to get some bullets ready, test out them rifles.